The new Librarian trading system has been filled with controversies. Some people love it, some people hate it, and some people think it's okay, but still has plenty of room for improvement. Which in hindsight, come to think of it, is actually pretty understandable. Finding one of every single type of villager and making them into a librarian and getting them all into one trading system, it's not going to be easy. And if you're on a super flat or something like that, that makes getting certain types of books pretty much impossible in most cases. But what's the best way on balancing it? What's the best way on balancing this brand new type of librarian setup? Wait, where are you going? Come back. I never liked that guy anyways. Now personally at face value, I could see at least a few ways on making it at least a little bit easier. And let's look at this via transportation, because everyone knows at this point that transporting villagers, it's not the easiest thing in the world. So what if, much like moving animals around with weed or something like that, what if there was something you could hold that could actually lure villagers outside of their village? Now sure, that comes up with a whole bunch of other issues, but still having some way and just having them being lured somewhere rather than you just having to go off by chance would at least make it a little bit easier. So say for instance you were holding like a bell and you were to like right click it and it made the bell noise, then the villagers would follow you. That'd be one way in making it easier. And speaking of other ways in making it easier, why not have the ability of villagers to be able to ride, say, camels? Because camels, they obviously can hold 2 different passengers, so why not allow villagers on them or other types of mobs? Maybe there's a specific type of saddle you could get, maybe there's some other thing you could do, but still, being able to use camels to actually transport other mobs, I think personally it makes some form of sense, at least a little bit of sense. Now obviously there's gonna have to be some limitations, similar to how boats can hold like super massive mobs or something like that. In this case, camels could only carry things that's smaller than itself. And considering villagers fit the bill, camel villager transportation systems, like, it's almost too obvious. It's almost too obvious to not do something like this. So while some of these ideas might solve some of the issues of transporting villagers, that doesn't solve the issue of creating the specific types of librarian villagers. Like, what if the nearest swamp is like thousands of blocks away? Or what if you're playing on a super flat world? Like, there is no chance of you seeing specific types of enchanted books. Which means there's got to be some way in actually obtaining the different librarian villagers, or some other way on obtaining the specific types of books. Which leads me right into the Wandering Trader. Librarian Villager trades are getting changed a lot, but also Wandering Trader trades are being changed a lot too. Because now you can trade for emeralds or for logs or a whole bunch of other things like that, and what if you had just the very rare one-off chance of you getting a specific type of enchanted book from a Wandering Trader? It'd have to be like the lowest enchantment level possible or something like that, but still, it'd at least be some other way on getting the enchanted books. But really, this idea is still just a very chance-based idea that still doesn't solve the fundamental issue of the Librarian Villager, but I think I know what might. Changing them into the specific biome villager. Now that might sound a little bit confusing, but let me explain. So pretty much like wherever you get a villager is what they will be. Like say in the plains biome, you're getting a plains villager. In the jungle, we got jungle villagers. But what if say before you traded or something like that, there was an additional tab or something like that where you could actually insert specific biome-specific things inside of villagers. Let's say, for instance, we want a swamp villager. In that case, then we would put, say, a lily pad inside of there, and then somehow, by either activating the trade icon or some other icon, that will be what will change the villager into that swamp villager. And the same can go for any villager, so say dead bushes for desert villagers, powdered snow for snowy villagers, berry bushes for taiga villagers. Like, there are plenty of different ways in actually being able to turn villagers into the specific biome villagers. At least that's my concept idea, because otherwise, you're never going to see specific enchanted books like ever. But I think that idea might probably be the best way on going about this new change. Because you're still going to have to know where the specific biomes are, but in the case you don't want to make a village there, or you don't want to transport villagers there, you could transport the items to the villagers, which will change them into the biome villagers. I've said villagers way too many times in this video, haven't I? But yeah, I'm open to the idea of this new change. I think this change needs some work, and I'm sure we'll be seeing some form of change within the next few weeks. But until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later.